Man, can you obviously, like I said, we older. Can you elaborate for my subs that are, like I said, that range, that 33 to 45? Like, you've been there. When do you feel like I agree? Like I said, my best terms, and sitting back and just thinking about it, like, man, like if I would have, I'm 38. If I would have knew this when I was 22, it's so much different. You know what I'm saying? My mind is grown into a different state when I was in my later 30s, and turn around looking like, man, like you said, wasted a lot of my 20s, man. Like, not only should I have been more wealthy, I could have been a better man. I actually could have been a better father. I could have been a better lot of stuff. Like,
Sure.
um, can you explain how you came through that and applied it to your life, like now? Like, you see where you at now, man. You got a platform, you got a voice,
Sure.
you out here doing well.
Sure. Sure. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. So what I did, I talk about therapy. I went to therapy, guys.
Mm.
So, we toss around now mental health. Mental health is a
Mhm.
very thing that's tossed around a lot, and medication, getting medicated. Some people medicate by prescription. Others medicate by smoking weed, drinking, etc. Everybody has their own vice and how they deal with shit. So I went to therapy for 6 sessions.
Mm.
Now, I went to therapy. It wasn't over a woman. It wasn't over heartbreak. It was more so for me about connecting dots. And I always say this on my show, connecting dots in the sense where I was growing up. I tried different things. I tried to, be cool with Caucasians, kind of be the
Mm.
corporate dude and shit. That didn't work out for me. Then I was too light skinned to be down with my blacks.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to find myself in my older age again because I had a lot of bitches and shit. And I work in the mortgage industry.
Mm.
And during the height of it, I was making a lot of money, spending a lot of money partying. And I came to a point in my life where I'm like, damn, I know I feel a certain way and I know I deserve more. It's not like I'm lazy. I deserve it. I work hard, but something's not connecting. So boom, I went to therapy. And when I went to therapy, bro, I told a few of my people around me that I was going to therapy, my mom and a couple of ladies. And they were like, oh my God, Avi, we're so proud of you. That's so brave of you. You should go to therapy. Fine. So I went to therapy, see, came out of therapy. And the people that were rooting for me to go to therapy, bro,
Mm-hmm.
were like, yo, you came back different. What's wrong with you, bro? They were not liking the way I came out.
Mm.
Now, I went to 6 sessions of therapy because my therapist dismissed me. Now, my therapist said, yo, you don't need this. My therapy session, see, consisted of her asking me questions,
Mm-hmm.
me talking about it out loud, and me figuring out my answers or the questions or the things that I had inside me out loud, just hearing myself talk to this therapist.
Mm.
And the reason why my mom and a couple of my friends didn't like the new and improved me because I was confirmed in confidence. I was like, yo, everything that I've been thinking,
It's been inside.
I was right. You guys just didn't want me to know that I was right.
Okay.
So I came out, balls in my hands and shit. Not an asshole, but more just confident, like, yo, I'm a man. I'm a black man. I'm smart. Yeah, I made a couple of bad decisions, but that stops here. My mother told me, you need a new therapist. Bitches were like, yo, you different now. But at the same time, bro, I was happier and more settled than I've ever been. So what I'm saying is, guys, there's going to be a choice that you have to make. You might disappoint your kids,
Mm-hmm.
your spouse, your ex-spouse, your mother, your family, your best friends, etc., because something's not connecting for you. You're going to have to take a leap, and you're going to have to make a decision to choose the life that you had or the life that you want to lead. And I can assure you, if you want a better life for yourself, 90% of the people that were used to you living that other way are going to give you shit for it, and you may have to decide whether to keep them in your life or not. So how did I come to this? At the end of the day, when I got out of therapy and I realized that guilt, whether it was from society, parents, loved ones, etc., the mistakes that I made was holding me back. I realized that guilt is something that's worse than fear, and I realized that I had to forgive myself before I expected anyone to forgive me. Because a woman, your mom, your friends and family, if they know that you feel guilty, that's the way they control you.
Mm.
They're not going to forgive you because once they forgive you, they don't need you anymore. You don't need them anymore.
Very true.
So I forgave myself for all the things that I've done, and I decided that I wanted to participate in a sphere where I know a lot of men suffer from guilt. A lot of men don't have dots connected. A lot of men feel bad for wanting multiple women. A lot of men feel bad for being a man that doesn't have to like everybody, who thinks shit is goofy on TikTok. There's a lot of niggas that are like, yo, that shit looks goofy. but we're not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bro, I felt like, me coming to that realization and just having an opportunity with Afi, shout out to Afi, and a couple of other guys that decided to put me on, bro. I said, you know what? I'm going to come up with this concept, alpha villains. We're going to change the narrative on how men are perceived when they're trying to become better. Mm-hmm. Got on the microphone, bro. And every day I continue to get better to try to improve my craft because I think this message is necessary. So that's the way it happened.